back here with Overdrive, and it's time now for Auto Selector. Sirish joins us from Pune. Sirish, before I actually get our viewers' queries on, let me ask you a quick question about the BMW X3. Now, you drove the car. We featured it on the show a couple of weeks ago. I know you're a big BMW fan, but let's be honest, how does it stack up against the Q5?
Well, if you look at the X3, it's been around for quite a while and it is a little weird looking car. I don't quite fancy the looks of the X3. It's also the oldest BMW in BMW's India range. If you see the interiors, it doesn't have iDrive. It's very plain Jane interiors and I think it's due for a replacement anytime now. So it's a little dated if you compare it with the Q5. It's not an apples to apples comparison.
All right, enough about the BMW X3 and the Q5. It's time now for us to take your queries on Auto Selector. Sirish, our first question comes into us via our Facebook page. That's right, we are available on Facebook. Rohan Malhotra writes in saying he's planning to buy his first car. He's got a budget of 4 lakh rupees. He's narrowed down his choices to the Maruti A-Star and the petrol version of the Mahindra Logan. He says that should cost him about the same. His daily commute is between Delhi and Gurgaon. His monthly running is about 2,500 kilometers. His priority is mileage, and he's also not sure about Mahindra's after-sales service if you compare that to Maruti. So what should he actually do, the A-Star or the petrol version of the Mahindra Logan?
Well, nothing to say against Mahindra Renault service quality or service standards, but then Maruti, their network is huge, it's massive, and they set the benchmark. Everybody else follows and matches up to that benchmark. So obviously, if you have a Maruti, you can service it easily. Its service centers are available more closer to your place. It'll be cheaper on spares, and of course, the A-Star is far more fuel efficient than the Logan 1.4. So if fuel efficiency is your utmost concern, then the A-Star is it for you. But then again, the Logan has more space inside the car. It's got better ride quality. It's a 3-box sedan after all. So if you need a boot, if you need more space, then the Logan is it for you. So you got to make up your mind as to what your priorities are. If fuel efficiency is your concern, then it's the A-Star for you.
Well, Rohan, stay tuned to this very show because we've got more on the A-Star coming up for you on Overdrive Garage. So it's time to take our second question. Arvind from Chennai writes in. He's saying he's been watching the IPL like the rest of us when we have the time. And he's seen the ads for the 2009 range of the Bajaj Pulsar. I think he's talking about the Fast and Furious one. He says they seem to look the same. So what is really new about these bikes? He also wants to know if Bajaj is going to introduce fuel injection in any of their smaller bikes because it's currently only available on the Pulsar 220.
Well, we rode the 2009 model Pulsar 180, and what it gets is the frame from the 200, the fairing, the bodywork from the 200. So basically all the parts on the 200 are now on the 180, and that's the 2009 model year 180. Similarly for the 150, the 150 gets a little better styling. It's basically styling upgrades. The 180 has 0.5 bhp more, which is practically negligible. So it's more to do with styling. We also hear that the 200 will now be fuel injected and it'll have the body kit from the 220. So everything, all the models below the 220 are getting upgraded, and the 220, there might be a surprise in store.
Our next question, Sirish, is an SUV question. Raman writes in from Punjab. He wants to know what is better, the Tata Safari or the Toyota Innova? And he's talking on the basis of engine performance and maintenance costs. He likes the appeal of the Safari, but he says the Innova seems to be the better people mover. Would you agree with him?
Well, you're right. The Innova is better as a people carrier. It's better on performance. It's better on service, on reliability, on quality. You name it, and the Innova is better than the Safari. The Safari is there if you want to go off-roading, if you want that whole lifestyle SUV in a kind of vehicle, then yes, the Safari makes sense. But otherwise, in every other respect, we've said it many times on the show, the Innova is really a class-leading product, and you should stick with it unless you want something, a fashionable SUV.
Well, stick to the Innova, Arvind. It is the class-leading product. But if you're into the whole SUV lifestyle, then do give the Q5 a look as well, right, Sirish?
Yeah, well, if you have 45 lakhs, then you should definitely go for the Q5. If you don't have 45 lakhs, if you have only 8 to 10 lakhs, well, then stick with the Safari or the Scorpio.
All right, thanks very much for joining us on Auto Selector, Sirish. And for all of our viewers, if you want advice, then write into us with your queries to helpdesk@overdrive.co.in. You can also reach us on our Facebook page. The details are running at the bottom of your screens. We'll catch you after this quick commercial break. There's a lot more coming up on Overdrive.